Hi loves, it's Mary, and for today's video I wanted to show you all the books that I recently got. I bought all of them from a website called Okian. It is an amazing Romanian website where you can buy a ton of books. Even at half of the price you can find them on a bookstore, on a local bookstore. So if you want to find all the books that every booktuber has talked about, go on that website. It's amazing. Plus, let me talk to you a bit about, oh my god, I can't speak today. Let me talk to you about how this video is going to be structured. So first I'm going to talk about each of the books in my specific order, and you're going to see exactly what you're looking for or what book you're interested in. And after that I'll go into more detail about every single one of the books. So let's get started with the first book series, which is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is the book that I have in Romanian. The second book is called Crescendo. The third book is called Silence, and the fourth book is Finale. Moving on to the Night School series by C.J. Dougherty, with the second book Legacy, the third one Fracture, the fourth one Resistance, and the last one is Endgame. Then we go to the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer, with the first book Cinder, the second book Scarlet, the third book is called Caress, and the fourth is Winter. Then I have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Mist and Fury, and A Court of Wings and Ruin. Then we go into Skinny Beach by Rory Friedman and Kim Barnewin, So Audrey by Cindy de la Hoz, Penguin Grove Reach, the original classic, book 1, The Science of Getting Rich, book 2, Girl Boss by Sofia Amoruso, Girl Boss the Workbook, and finally How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh. So the first book series is called Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick, with the first book Hush Hush, where she's talking about a girl called Nora Gray who falls in love with Patch, a guy who is a fallen angel. This is what attracted me. So the story is about their love and how each of them has to face their fears and fight for their love, which is actually uncommon. But the story is really, really interesting, and I highly recommend you to read this book. I fall in love with it. The second book of the series is called Crescendo, and here they both struggle much more with their love and with their sentimental life. The third book is Silence, and this is the one that I bought in English from Okian, and also the fourth book is Finale, and I adore these covers. Please look at these covers, they're amazing. So if you have an obsession for fallen angels, highly recommend to read this book. The second series is Night School by C.J. Dougherty. So the main character's name is Allie, and she's sent by her parents to a boarding school where she finds out that night school is actually a special group of selected students that are gonna be taught how to rule the world in a special organization. The second book is called Legacy, and please let's admire this marvelous cover. Of course, in this series we're gonna talk about a lot of lies and mysteries and a lot of family drama. And the third book is called Fracture, and here actually the family drama intensifies a lot. I'm not gonna give you any spoilers though. If you like this idea of secret organizations and how to lead the world, please read this book series. I love it. The fourth book, of course, is Resistance, and it's the first book that I started to annotate, as a matter of fact. It's really, really interesting because I started to color code and to play a little bit there. So it's really funny, but at the same time it's a really, really interesting book. And the last one is Endgame. Next, we're gonna talk about the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Mayer. So I love the series because it kind of revives the Disney princesses. The first book is called Cinder, and of course it's about Cinderella, but she is actually some sort of cyborg thing. The second book is Scarlet, and here we're talking about Little Red Riding Hood. I know you're gonna say, but she's not a princess, but hey, it's something that's not common, and I really like things that are not common. So yes, to me, Scarlet or Little Red Riding Hood might be a princess. The third book is Caress, and as you can see from the cover, this is Rapunzel's story, but again, all of them are actually cyborgs or machines, something, but they have feelings now. And the last book is Winter, which is a monster of book. I think it has 700 or 800 of pages. It's such a big book, but I cannot wait to read about it because, of course, as you can see, it's about Snow White. Next we go to A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. So from what I know, the first book is about a girl called Fair something. I really like that it has a map. Every single book has a map like this. The second book is A Court of Mist and Fury, and again it's about this girl and the boy called Tamlin, I suppose. This is such an interesting book series. It's about fictional characters and fairies and all of that fun stuff, and it's really intriguing if you like this sort of fantasy. And the last book of the series is A Court of Winds and Ruin. But it's important to know that all the covers are beautiful and the story is amazing, as much as I've read about it on Goodreads. Next book is Skinny Bitch by Rory Friedman and Kim Barnewin. So if you want to become a vegan, you already are, or if you just want to live a little healthier, highly recommend this book. It has so many things, and of course it has a lot of diet plans and a lot of foods that you can or you cannot eat. This is the table of contents if you want to look a little bit on it. Highly encourage you to buy it. Next we have So Audrey, 59 Ways to Put a Little Hepburn in Your Step by Cindy de la Hoz. Oh my god, this was, to be honest, a very expensive book, unfortunately. But, of course, you have a lot of pictures with Audrey Hepburn, which is, I don't know, one of my idols in this life. I love her. And it has, of course, 59 ways to kind of spice up a little bit your life in an Audrey Hepburn way. So if you're a big fan of her, this is a good book, but it's a little bit expensive. Next we have Think and Grow Rich, the original classic by Napoleon Hill. Actually, Napoleon Hill is the one that wrote the first book. I don't actually know why I bought these books, but I thought they were interesting. I can't wait to read them though, because they're interesting, also by the title. And the second book is written by Wallace D. Wattles and is The Science of Getting Rich. I thought they were interesting. Of course, Girl Boss by Sofia Amoruso and The Workbook. Oh my god. Girl Boss, this book, I actually have it in Romanian, but what I really cherish about it is that all of her tips are practical and you can actually use them in your own life. Not to mention that the book has a few drawings and pictures and quotes. It's very interesting to read about it and to read another person's perspective and experiences. So, I don't know, I really like this book. Of course, the Girl Boss workbook is the one that I bought from Okian, and it is really interesting. Why, are you gonna ask me? Because you have a lot of weird drawings and a lot of weird exercises that you can do in order to know yourself and to know what you want to do in life, and of course what you want to do in terms of your job and career. And the last book that I'm gonna show you is How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh, aka Superwoman here on YouTube. I love her. This book, I read it 2 times, but it's amazing. I absolutely love all of her tips, and everything has personal stories. So you have the tip and then you have the story behind the tip, and of course you have a lot of them. I think you have 50 or something. Plus, she gave her own personal mental struggles. This is what I adore, and the pages are colored. It's just an amazing book. Highly encourage you to put your hands on it because it literally saved my life and it literally changed my perception on this reality. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see another book haul, maybe I'm going to talk about more in another book haul. But hey, this was the first one. I hope I'm doing okay, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye guys!